Kevin Durant is scheduled to miss at least 3 weeks with the ankle injury he suffered from a few days ago during a warm-up drill in which he was preparing to play against the Thunder at home. It was supposed to be his first home debut in Phoenix, and it didn't go well. He went up for a layup, and he ended up spraining his own ankle. I just want to go over what does this injury really mean, just even beyond this season. Obviously, this injury can have huge impacts on the Suns' title hopes. I do believe that Durant will make it back in time for the playoffs. I think he will. There's a chance he could come back for the regular season. They're saying at a minimum it could take 3 weeks for it to heal. So there's still some time left that he could possibly come back. But we'll see. I'm willing to believe he will come back for the playoffs. He's not young anymore. I'm just looking up his age right now. So he turned 34 in September of 2022. So when you get up there in age, especially in sports, you kind of know that there's not enough time left, that you got to take advantage of whatever remaining time you have left to win if you're in a position to win. I could definitely see Kevin Durant coming back for the playoffs. I'm trying to see when the regular season ends. I'm just going to look at one of these teams' schedules. Let's look at the Suns' schedule to see when their regular season ends. I'm just pulling it up. I just want to see. So, okay. Their regular season will end on April 9th. That is, let me pull up my calendar. 3. About 4 weeks from now. So let's say he does come back. I think he will come back for the first round. Maybe he misses a game or two, but I definitely feel Kevin Durant will come back without a doubt. Just like I said again, there's not really that many opportunities to go for a title. It's one of the few ones that Kevin Durant has. So I do definitely think he will come back. I also think he's under loose at risking at blowing out his ankle. He's already made a ton of money career-wise. He's already rich beyond belief. He's never going to be poor unless he does something insanely stupid. So this is kind of like I would say, low risk, high reward. Worst thing can happen, he can break his ankle, but like I'm saying, you just can't pass up an opportunity to win a title when you're that old. I would be different about it if he was really young. If he was like in his 20s still, then yeah, you don't want to risk it. But at his current age, I feel there's nothing to lose. I think that's one of the few things about getting older. When you're just up there in age, you kind of can move forward and take a huge risk knowing that you don't have much time left anyways. So I think that works to his favor in taking this big risk. One thing I want to say how I feel about just the injury, I just think it really shows that Kevin Durant is no longer a young man, at least by NBA standards. In the professional world, he would still be considered young, but when it comes to sports, he's no longer a young guy anymore. To get this type of injury, I say that because I'm a little bit older than Kevin Durant, and I've had that type of injury a few times where I've just sprained my ankle randomly. And it tends to happen more once you get older. I remember when I was younger, I hardly got ankle injuries from playing basketball, but now whenever I do play, I'm at a higher risk to get hurt, more so than when I was younger. And that's just part of just aging and growing older. Your body becomes weaker. Every hit just hurts more than when you were in your 20s. Just it causes more damage. Your bones are not as strong as when you were younger. It's why you see old people get these major injuries just by just tripping or falling down or just falling out of their bed. They can like break their legs or their arms just randomly. It's just that your body naturally gets weaker as you get older. For just the media fans, I don't think they necessarily see this stuff, only because these guys kind of give an illusion that they're still young, going by their appearance. Kevin Durant, you could tell he's getting older. He's like kind of, has a large bald spot, and LeBron has always looked like he's like 60 years old. But you get what I'm saying. From their style of play, they still look like they can be easily like 20, 30 point scorers on any given night. Durant still LeBron, but it doesn't have the impact like they did when they were in their primes. You can tell they're no longer in their primes in the sense that they need a lot more help to win. So you could tell that in that regard. But I think when people look at the box scores, they'll see Durant or LeBron scoring 30 a game, and they'll think like, these guys are not aging. But they are. If you watch the game closely, you can see LeBron's defensive skills have just dropped, or his ability to be a great defender has dropped since he's left Cleveland. And even in Cleveland, I felt he started giving up being a great defensive player after I think 2015 or 2016. So that's what happens as you get older. It's like why Curry keeps on getting these random injuries when he collides into people. It's just that your body will not defy aging. You can delay it, I always say. You could delay aging, but eventually you're going to get old, and that's part of it. Part of getting old that sucks is that these things happen more often. You don't have the recovery time you like, and it's more unpredictable. That's why when you're a player, you got to maximize every opportunity you have, especially when you're young. You can't be arrogant to assume that it's going to happen again for you next year. So why I think what Ja Morant is doing right now is clownish in the sense that he's potentially throwing away a chance to win a championship this year because the Grizzlies, when healthy, they have a team that's capable of it, but because of his attitude, you don't know. So I know I went off on that tangent, but yeah, it just shows Father Time is undefeated, and that's what I'd say about all this stuff.